This story is brought to us from chicago.suntimes.com. The former chief of a South Suburban Park District police force has been found not guilty on charges that he shared images of himself having sex with a woman whom he secretly filmed in his South Loop apartment. What's up with these cops and their red rocket? Christian DeGray, who was chief of the Chicago Heights Park District Police Department, was acquitted in a bench trial before Judge Alfredo Maldonado. I can't read today. Maldonado also found DeGray not guilty of charges that he threatened a witness in the case, DeGray's predecessor's chief, Jose Maldonado, who was suspended after a 2016 drunken driving arrest. I wonder if they're related, Jose and Alfredo. Maldonado, who testified at DeGray's trial, claimed he received text messages containing images that DeGray recorded with a hidden camera in the bedroom of his apartment. After the judge rendered his verdict, prosecutors dropped charges in a case involving images of a second woman. Prosecutors had previously dismissed a case involving a third woman. This guy, man, who does he think he is? John Holmes? Long Dong Silver? The verdict ends a years-long courtroom drama for DeGray in the Chicago Heights Park District Force that began in 2016. That year, Jose Maldonado, then chief of the Park District Police, was charged with DUI after the Illinois State Police stopped his car after seeing him drive in reverse up a closed entrance ramp on the Dan Ryan Expressway. You got to get with it. 2 years later, Maldonado was charged with flashing his badge at police in Midlothian and claiming to be chief of the Park District Police Department, though he was suspended at the time because of DUI. Charges of both the DUI and impersonating an officer cases were eventually dropped. Did you hear that? They were dropped, the charges. Now, the impersonating an officer, I can see where that might have got dropped because it's kind of iffy. I mean, he was suspended, doesn't mean he was fired. But DUI, why was that dropped? Anyway, but then they talk about it and they go down how this DeGray, his alleged victims claim they had consensual sex encounters with him but weren't aware they were being recorded. So even because it was consensual, maybe that's more a civil case than a criminal case. I mean, it probably will be because it was consensual, but the fact they didn't know they were being recorded, I think that's more civil and embarrassing. DeGray initially also was charged with cocaine possession after the Chicago police found 2 small baggies of the suspected drug in the apartment while searching for hidden cameras. Those charges were dropped after a judge ruled the search was carried out unlawfully. Wow! A judge ruled that the search was unlawful. Well, yeah, because it was the search of a police officer's home. Had it been the search of just a civilian's home, the judge would have been like, yeah, cocaine possession too. In a lawsuit that one of the victims filed in 2019, DeGray was accused of taking women out on dates in Chicago Heights Park District vehicles and then bringing them to the station. Wow. The woman claimed DeGray sent images of her to several members of the Park District Police Force, including Maldonado, and the lawsuit was dismissed in 2021. Because he was a cop? Or I don't get it. And of course, nobody's commenting on the not guilty verdict. Of course they're not. The bottom line here is, like, this dude, he's going to mess with the wrong woman. She's going to have a brother or a father that's going to tune this guy up. I don't know, man. But now that the word's out, when women see his face on like a blind date or something, they can be like, oh, dude, not you, dude. I'm not going out with Porno Pete. You can forget that, buddy.